Welcome to the Crave Room podcast. Dear lies, Mr. Gingerbread Man, all you did all your years, being at the nightclub, being in a football team, I hope you have a great life. Now, let's begin this Crave Room
Speaking of that,
podcast.
before we start, I want to give a moment of silence for the Gingerbread Man. What a legend! And I want to give him a 10-bell salute to honor him. Like I'm not doing I'm not doing the whole thing. I just wanted to be funny. I was doing the 10-bell salute that they do for like when Ripley passed away. I wanted to do it as a joke, but I'm not waiting for the 10 bells. I literally just looked up on YouTube on my phone 10-bell salute. Okay, now it's time to get serious. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
Um, we're gonna try to get this out like tomorrow morning because Backlash is tomorrow night. So, yeah. Um, got nothing else to say except, yeah, let's do this.
Let's get into it.
um, so SmackDown. I honestly forgot where they were. I always usually say at the beginning like where they are just in case people are wondering. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on. They were in Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah. Then they actually opened the show like a little in memory of graphic for Ted Turner. If you don't know who Ted Turner, if anyone who doesn't know who Ted Turner is, he's a big deal. He passed away this week. Actually, AEW did a nice thing for him on Dynamite too. They did a little in memory thing for him too. And actually, Sting came out and had a little promo about him too. Um, basically, Ted Turner back in like the Monday Night Wars, he uh, he pretty much was like keeping wrestling alive. Like basically like when wrestling wasn't doing good and it was dying on cable and like the networks were thinking about canceling it. Ted Turner was the one that was like, no, you guys keep doing what you're doing, keep wrestling. Like I'm a fan. I'm gonna make sure you keep going. And a lot of people say without Ted Turner, there would be no Attitude Era.
Yeah.
There'd be no Stone Cold. There'd be no Rock. Like none of these, everything we got, like, all the great memories of wrestling, wouldn't exist without him. He kept it alive. So that's why everyone respects him so much. And if no one saw the
Right.
news yet, sadly he passed away this week at like I think he was like 87 years old. So
Hmm.
yeah, rest in peace. That sucks.
Yeah. From this man created wrestling and cartoons.
Yeah, I forgot he created Cartoon Network as well. Yes, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Any people here who are watching who are like also child of Cartoon Network fans, that makes it hit even hard. That makes it hurt even more.
Yeah.
I forgot I made that channel. Yeah. So rest in peace. Honestly, the fact that they had a fake gingerbread man funeral is kind of really bad timing, considering Ted Turner passed this week. But it wasn't intentional. Like they didn't know this was gonna happen. It was just bad timing. They didn't know. So I'm surprised they didn't delay it to like next week or something, the funeral. But I guess they wanted to use it for the final build for Sammy and Trick for Backlash. I guess that's why.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Now we can start the actual show. I just wanted to give a little shout out to Ted Turner quick before we start because he's important to the wrestling business. Wanted to shout him out real quick.
Hmm.
So rest in peace. And yeah, they had a nice little picture for him. But then after that, the main show starts. Now here's the actual show. Um, Jacob Fatu starts it. Um, by the way, I don't write like the entire promos down because that's gonna take forever. What I've been doing is I actually use this website. I'll say my sources, so I'm not just like I don't want to say I'm making all the stuff up in my head and remembering stuff off the top of my head. There's this website I use called Cage Side Seats. Shout out to them because they have really good breakdowns of like the promos during the shows. So I use like they'll have like SmackDown live results, Raw live results. I go in there and read this stuff. Just in case anyone's ever wondering, like, how do you remember all this? I don't. I kind of just look up like I write down bullet points, like the main gist of it, but then like I look up like the full breakdown. So in case I miss anything, they're really reliable. They have a good breakdowns. So he comes out and he says tomorrow's Backlash. He's not just fighting Roman for the title, he's simply taking the title. And he says since they were young, all everyone has seen Roman was the future, but all anybody's seen him and Jacob was nothing. And then he says, now they want to call Jacob and talk nice to him, tell him to fall back in line. Hell nah. That was his words. He says he's seen this before with Roman. History repeats itself. But check this out. Everyone tapping into him isn't trying to protect him. They're trying to protect Roman. But it's all good. Let's keep it 100. When Roman was born, he was born of opportunity. But when Jacob was born, he was born of doubt, and it was nothing. And then he gets interrupted by the Usos. They come out. They basically square up with Jacob. They try to get in his face and stuff. Jimmy Uso speaks first. He says they're not out here to change his mind. Whatever they say tonight, they understand it's not going to change what happens tomorrow. He says he's proud of Jacob wrestling Roman for the world title in the main event of Backlash. He's proud of him. He respects that because he knows where he's coming from. And part of Jimmy's rooting for Jacob, but the other part of him is looking out for Jacob. They understand how important this W is to him, but has he ever sat still and just thought what happens if he loses tomorrow night? Then Jey Uso talks and says Jacob hasn't thought and he doesn't think he does think like that. That was a tongue twister. And Jacob gets all angry and says, and Jey will tell you what's gonna happen tomorrow night because he lived it. Basically, Jey was saying from past experience, he's experienced losing to the tribal chief because he has multiple times. Jay's got that experience. When Jimmy Uso was injured, when Jey was doing the singles thing at the Yeet and all that, he did lose to Roman before. He does have that experience, which he brought up. He says, from experience, I lived through it. I know what's going to happen to you, Jacob. The tribal chief's going to beat your ass. That's what Jey said because it's happened to him. And he says, and that's not even the worst part. The worst part is he's going to break Jacob down emotionally, physically, and mentally. And he's going to do all that to him right in front of his family. And then Jimmy says he agrees, saying Jacob's family is going to be in the front row watching. And if he loses, his wife and his children are going to be in the front, and they're going to be forced to acknowledge the OTC. So they're making it personal now by saying Jacob's kids and his wife are going to be in the front row, watching him lose. That's an interesting little like personal detail. I like that. They're making it personal. Like I didn't know his family was going to be there. That's pretty cool. He's got a family in the front row watching. I think he has like 2 kids. He is a dad. That is true. Then Jacob talks again and says he's not losing and he can't lose. As a matter of fact, Jay's trying to talk to him about losses to Roman. Well, guess what? Flashback, Jey never beat Roman. Jimmy was trying to say if he loses, there's no losing, there's no acknowledging, nothing. It's not just a main event. This is for his family. And he says if there's one thing that his family will see him doing, his family will see him become the new World Heavyweight Champion. He's willing to put it all on the line, but can you say the same about Roman? Is he ready to die for this? He's going to learn tomorrow that Jacob is all gas, no brakes. Yada mean? And one more thing. He says tomorrow at Backlash, here's the part you liked. One more thing. Tomorrow night at Backlash, if the Usos even think about interfering, he swears to God that he'll burn the whole family tree down.
Yeah. So please, intervene.
And Jacob leaves and he continues talking smack at the camera, saying he wasn't even supposed to be here and he'll burn it all down. Basically, he was saying because because originally he wasn't in WWE, because he used to be a criminal. He was this is the story this is a story I know, early 2000s or something, like 2010s. Like he actually robbed a bank. He used to be a criminal, but before he had his kids and his wife, before he had his whole family. He robbed the bank. I think he went to prison for 5 years. Like he was actually in prison. He robbed the bank. He went to jail. So he used to be a criminal. That's why he was saying he never thought he was going to be here because with his criminal background, he probably thought this place is never going to hire me. But then he became better, went to rehab, cleared him, became a better man, and now he's here. That's why he was saying I was never meant to be here because that's real. That's not scripted. That's definitely real from the heart because he really didn't think he was ever going to be here. And that was pretty much it for the promo, so anything you want to say about it?
Yeah.
Fun opening.
Yeah. Usos, please intervene. Please. I want him to unleash the beast. or the inner wolf in him. Please.
Oh yeah.
Please do.
I'm excited for this. It's been built very well. I don't know how they're gonna keep the bloodline fresh because they've been doing this for so long. For the bloodline stories, the Samoan stories, but this has been a pretty fun build. I do wonder though, like what the Usos did, like something the Usos said that I do agree on is like if Jacob loses, what is next for him? Like that is true. Like Jimmy said, like, that's true. What's next for him if he loses? Where is he gonna go after that? Don't you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. Then we go backstage to SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, and he's saying, he says what Gunther did last week attacking Cody. What Gunther did was unacceptable, and yes, he's part of Raw for now. But then before he gets to continue talking, Ricky Saints comes in, and Ricky basically is complaining about things not being about him right now. Classic heel, having an ego. What about me? It's all about me, type of thing. Then Matt Cardona comes in and cuts him off and basically gives him one of those "it's not all about you" chats, and then he says he'll see him in the ring tonight. So we're getting Matt Cardona versus Ricky Saints tonight. Ricky debuted on SmackDown. For those who don't know, Ricky debuted on SmackDown. We got called to main roster last week, and he had a really good match with Cody, and he lost. Which people, whoever is complaining saying he's buried, he's not. Yes, he lost his first match. He was fighting the WWE champion. He'll be fine. And he got a win tonight in the Matt Cardona match. We'll get to that later, but he also got a win tonight. So he already got his win back. They made up for it. He'll be fine. But and you know how the WWE is with, you know how they are when with AEW stars like Ricky. If you come from AEW, you're gonna get pushed.
Yeah.
They want to rub it in Tony's face. Ricky's from AEW. Ricky will be fine. Then back from commercial, Nick Aldis just show him the back again. This time he's talking to Jacob Fatu. He pretty much tells Jacob to go home, get some rest, make Backlash his night tomorrow. He's pretty much saying just, go home and rest, prepare for tomorrow. It's a big night for you, so take the night off. Yeah. But then as Jacob's leaving, Royce Keys bumps into him, and basically Royce gives him a little pep talk, and he asks when he's ever been afraid of any man who breathes the same air as him. Go whip yourself up because you're all gas, no brakes. And then they pretty much shake hands, and Jacob's like, "I got you." And then they just got respect for each other. They're cool. And then as Jacob leaves, though, Solo Sikoa then walks in to Royce Keys, and then Royce says he better choose. He says to Solo, he better choose his words wisely, or he'll beat the brakes off of him. And Solo says he comes in peace, and there's still room in his family for Royce Keys, but time's running out. Yeah, but half your family left the company. That's why there's room. Here we go. Okay, so the next match. The first match. I mean, the first match of the show. So they kind of set this up last week. Women's United States champion Tiffany Stratton. She was in the back last week, and Julia was kind of saying she wanted a rematch for the belt, but her tag partner Kiana James wants a shot first, so that's happening right now in this match. It's Tiffany's making her first title defense, and winning it, defending against Kiana James. It was a decent match, and she retained. There was not really much to talk about. She retained. After the match, though, Kiana and Julia, they seem like they had a little bit of tension. I don't know, the way they were staring at each other, it seems like they weren't on the same page. If so, this might be the first tease of a breakup since they became a team. Because they actually didn't do tension. I feel like there's 3 teams on the show that haven't. No, 2 teams on the show that really haven't had any tension. Besides new teams, like Paige and Bree just became a team. Nia Jackson and Les Lesnar kind of semi-new. But as far as teams that have been around for a while, this team and Alexa and Charlotte, I feel like they're the only 2 that haven't really had breakup teases yet. Alexa and Charlotte, the whole at the beginning, there was a lot of tension, but that was the story of the team of they weren't friends. So then it made sense because that was the story of we're not friends, we hate each other. That was literally their story. So they were having tension every week, but then over time they grew a bond and became friends, and ever since they became actual friends in the storyline, they've not had tension since. So those are the only 2 teams that don't have any right now. Also, one other thing, so they showed Chelsea Green as well before the match started. They showed her it was like a pre-taped video on Twitter or something, and her in a hospital. talking about the U.S. title and stuff. Just want to quickly mention, hope all is well with her, because I actually heard news recently. Apparently, the reason why she's been off TV is because she actually had like an emergency, like hospital like procedure on her heart, and she almost died. I didn't know about this till like yesterday. I found out like yesterday. So if anyone's wondering where's Chelsea Green been, that's why she hasn't been on TV. She had like a major heart surgery. It was like scary stuff. That's why she's been off TV. She wasn't actually injured. Oh, I think she was though with the whole wheelchair thing. She was for a little bit, but then I think she got cleared. But then as soon as she got cleared, the heart thing happened. So that's just bad luck. Like right when you're cleared, yeah, you can finally come back. Then that happens. That's just terrible luck and bad timing. Yeah, but apparently apparently her heart wasn't beating correctly, and she was having trouble breathing, and she needed surgery, and if she didn't get the surgery, she could have died. So, this is not the this is not this is like when it becomes real. It's like this is not just like about the character Chelsea Green. Like this is when it becomes real. Like for the human being. Like I hope she's all right, because that's scary stuff. Like, I wonder how. I feel bad for Mark Cardona too. I wonder how he's feeling. Like, maybe that's why he hasn't been on TV. I don't know. That's rough. So yeah, hope all's well there. That's all I want to say. And now it's really for the match though. Anything you want to say about it? All right. What was after that? Okay, after that. We go to the back to the gingerbread man in his coffin, and Sami Zayn comes in, pays his respects, but like very sarcastically and angrily. Then he asks Nick Aldis like, how are you allowing this to happen? I'm sitting there thinking, I'm asking myself the same question, Sami. How is this happening? What are we doing? And then Nick Aldis says, Sami, please just have respect for the proceedings of this funeral. And Sami gets mad and basically is like crashing out. And R-Truth comes in behind him and he says he gives Sami a rose and says sorry for your loss. Like R-Truth thinks it's Sami's friend, not Trick's. He says sorry for your loss. He gives Sami a rose. That was kind of funny. And then I forgot about this part. And R-Truth says he sees the family resemblance. He could tell Gingy's related to Sami. And he says the gingerbread man talked about Sami all the time, how much he loved him. And Sami gets mad, and R-Truth tells him not to cry and to be strong. This is peak comedy R-Truth. That was funny. I loved it. That was funny.
Here is your winner, Tiffany.
Then we get a cool little video for Fatal Influence, the new faction, the new girls on the show. Then there's an interview backstage of Rhea, Alexa, and Charlotte, because they're having a 6-woman tag later against the faction, teaming up against them later. But for now, they have a backstage interview, and Rhea says Fatal Influence wanted to make an impression, and they did. But the problem is they chose the wrong people to attack. And Charlotte says they can all get hands on them together. Rhea asks why she has to fight her on everything, and asks if she can trust her. And Charlotte says she's not the only one who wants revenge. Rhea asks if there's a problem, and Charlotte asks the same question. And basically, they're going back and forth. Alexa gets between them, trying to break it up. And she's like, "You're both big." Alexa says, "You're both big and strong and awesome, and you trusted each other before, like last year in War Games, so you can do it again." Alexa was trying to make them calm down. She was like, "You regained each other's trust in War Games last year, and we all teamed in together. You can gain your trust here." And now it's basically that. Then R-Truth later on, and I think in the back, R-Truth comes in on Damien Priest and tells him about Sami crying at the funeral. And Damien's like, "Truth, you gotta focus. You know, with the tag team champions, focus. Don't worry about the funeral." And Truth agrees, and they shake on it. All right, next match. So the tag champs, Damien Priest and R-Truth, they've been shooting at the MFTs, specifically Solo Sikoa and Talla Tonga, two of them, for the tag titles. And they kind of set up the feud last week when the MFTs beat them up. They retained the title. They retained the tag titles last week, and then like after the match, they got beaten up at the MFTs. That's kind of how they started out. So the feud's continuing. It's definitely leading to a tag team title match. But in the meantime, they had a member from both teams fight tonight one-on-one. It was Damien Priest versus Talla Tonga with Truth and Solo Sikoa at ring. Well, actually no, Truth came out later, but Solo Sikoa was at ringside at the beginning because Truth had like a bandage on his shoulder earlier in the back, so like I guess they were playing off like storyline hurt. Now we know he wasn't actually hurt because he came out during this match. So it was basically a storyline injury, not for real. But otherwise they probably vacate the tag titles if it was real. It was definitely storylines. He came out. So decent match. It was solid. It was fun. But the real thing that happened pretty much was toward the end. Basically, toward the end, Talla Tonga comes out to try to interfere, to try to help Talla Tonga. There's a lot of Tongas. Well, not anymore, one of them's gone, but now there's only two left. But, Talla Tonga came out to try to, like, help Talla Tonga win. But, then that's when R-Truth came running out, and he started rolling up Talla Tonga to stop him from interfering. Which he did stop him, but because of that, Damien Priest was like distracted because he saw Truth getting beaten up. He wanted to go help him, and because he was distracted, Talla Tonga attacked him from behind and won. He won the match by pinfall. So I'm assuming this is how they're gonna get a tag title match because Talla Tonga pinned Damien Priest. So he pinned one half of the tag champs. So I'm guessing this is how he's gonna get him and Solo Sikoa tag team title shot. He pinned one half of the tag teams. Then after the match, as Damien Priest and Truth are like getting beaten up by the MFTs, Royce Keith comes out to make the save. He chases off the group and he helps Damien and Truth. I guess he's maybe becoming a 6-man tag. Like the Talla Tonga, Solo versus Damien, Truth, and Keith. Like them, the 3-on-3. I can see that happening at some point. This is drag this feud on longer because the tagging division on the show, there's not much team, so they're gonna try drag this feud out as long as possible. And most of the teams that are on the show, Damien and Truth were teamed against already, so don't know who else there is. Taking division on both shows always need help. There's not a lot of teams, which is why I think they should unify the two tag titles into one. Because then that would actually make a lot more teams available. If he's had the one set of titles go between both shows, it'd make it a lot easier to find new different teams. That's valid, yeah. Like Logan Paul and Austin Theory versus Damien and Truth, unification match. Both tag titles. There you go. Easy. But that was that. Any thoughts?
Here's another look.
Alright. Then we go to the back of Danhausen, and he's like in the back trying to find a tag partner for the Backlash match because it's one of the matches on the show. It's him and a mystery partner versus Miz and Kit Wilson in a tag match. Which apparently online the rumors are his tag partner might be Jelly Roll. Don't know if that's true. It's the latest rumor though. It might be Jelly Roll. Because originally the original plan Backlash main event was going to be Cody and Jelly Roll versus Randy and Pat McAfee, but it got scrapped because Pat didn't want to do the storyline apparently. So. I guess this is their way. This is their way to get Jelly Roll still on the card. About that tag match. Instead, they just put him in another tag match, so he's still on the show. And now, at least, honestly though, the main event now is a lot better than what we would have gotten if that tag match. Roman and Jacob, I'll take that over the celebrity tag match. But anyway, Dan's in the back in front, so he's trying to get people to join him, and then Miz and Kit Wilson just sneak up on him, and they're like just kind of bullying him, and then Danhausen disappears. That's all it really was. Then we come back from commercial, and there's a little memorial video for the Gingerbread Man. It shows him in the crowd at all these different moments of like when he was there in the audience when the streak ended for Taker. He was there when Kurt Angle had the milk truck. He was he was there when during Shawn Michaels versus Taker. Like all these like popular memorable moments like that happened in the company's history. They just edited him there in the crowd. It's really funny. Then we go backstage. Paul Heyman's here from Raw Divisions. Paul Heyman. He's in Nick Aldis' office to talk about a contract. Basically, back during the Seth Gunther feud for WrestleMania, during the build, if anyone remembers this, during one of the weeks, Seth Rollins was trying to beat up Paul Heyman, and Gunther saved Paul. So basically, Gunther told Paul, "You owe me," and basically the favor that Paul owed him was this right here in the segment. He basically got a contract, and the contract is a title match for Gunther against Cody for Cody's belt. So he's talking about in the back of Nick. Paul Heyman is talking about Nick Aldis. He's talking about the contract, and he says everything is in order as discussed. And Gunther walks in and shakes hands with both of them. Paul gives him the contract, and Aldis says before he signs it, he wants Gunther to know last week was unacceptable, and he hopes the last time anything like that will happen again. But he's happy to have him on the blue brand. So I'm guessing this also means Gunther's now on SmackDown, because he said he's happy to have him on the blue brand. So does that mean he's on SmackDown now? I'm guessing. Yeah. I'm guessing he just basically got traded to SmackDown. That's my guess. Not that it matters, because Jacob Fatu's on both shows every week, so it's not like the brand split matters. But I guess Gunther basically is no longer a Raw star. He basically got quietly traded to SmackDown. So yeah, welcome to SmackDown, Gunther. He's not on Raw for now anymore, which understandable. It's like he at this point, I think he kind of did all he can on Raw for now. I think he kind of needed a fresh change. He hasn't been on SmackDown since he was like Intercontinental Champion, which was years ago. So, I think this is a good move. He's been on Raw for a while now. I think switch him up on SmackDown for a little bit. So, anyway, Gunther asks Nick Aldis if he really wants to talk to his future champion like that, and then he sees Cody coming out on a little TV in the back, and he gives the contract back to Paul, and this goes out there. Then we go to the ring. Cody's out there cutting a promo. He says, "What do you want to talk about?" And then he says he guesses last week was Gunther's way of saying that he's next in line. He'd love if he'd come out here right now, look him in the eye, and say that to him. And then Paul Heyman comes out instead with the contract in his hand. And Paul says, "We have a problem, and he's here to solve it." He says he has a contract for a match for the Undisputed title. And then Cody interrupts and says, he asks Paul if he's become an advocate for Gunther like he were for Brock Lesnar, because they don't really need paper for this. He's medically cleared. So let's do this thing right here, right now. Cody's cleared to compete. And Paul says he's not an advocate for Gunther. He's just owing him a favor. And this contract is the favor he owes him. And he says he's actually a huge fan of Cody, which is why he wanted to know he needs a contract. He does need a contract when the world title is at stake, but unfortunately this contract is not for tonight. He says the contract's not for tonight. The contract is for a title match at Clash in Italy. The first ever, a brand new pay-per-view actually. So those who don't know, it's actually at the end of this month, the brand new pay-per-view that they're doing in Italy. It's called Clash in Italy. And Paul's saying that Cody's going to defend the title against Gunther at that show. That's what the contract's going to be for that. And he said if Cody wants the match to happen, he needs to get Gunther's signature on the contract. And Cody has something to ask directly. Cody says Brock is done. Roman wants something to do with Paul Heyman. CM Punk's discarded him. So standing here with him right now, he has to ask, is this because Paul's out of options? All those people have left him. And Paul says the way he looks at it, he's not the one running out of options. He's not the one running out of options. They all need the wise man. And out of nowhere, Gunther comes in from behind, attacks Cody. And then it's a little back and forth brawl. And then Cody ends up throwing him out of the ring. And he says, Gunther wants everybody to kiss his ass and go ahead and keep coming. Do you think he sweats him? I don't know what he meant by that. And then he says, you think retiring Goldberg, John Cena, you think retiring Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles has him scared? You want the high ground? Come and get it on SmackDown. He's easy to find, but he's hard to beat. I'll give Cody that. That was a cool line. I'm easy to find, but I'm hard to beat. That was a tough line. That was cool. Yeah, that was basically his point of like, just because you retired Goldberg, Cena, and Styles, it doesn't make me scared of you. Then we go backstage to Tama. Oh wait, actually no. Before I get to that, anything you want to say about that promo? Alright. Then we go to Tama Tonga in the back of Solo and Talla Tonga, and you're saying Royce Keys is the problem to be dealt with, and Solo says he's more of a solution. he's a perfect fit for the family. He still wants him to join. And Talla Tonga says Royce Keys came in and embarrassed him in front of everybody, so he's going to handle business. And Solo holds Talla Tonga back, telling him to let Talla Tonga find out on his own. But he's saying, let Talla Tonga fight him and see who Royce Keys really is. Let him take care of, try to take care of him. More tension there, because Solo's basically saying Talla Tonga can't beat him. Solo's basically putting Talla Tonga down. So there's more tension. Because he's pretty much saying, like, let him find out on his own. Let Royce Keys beat him and find out on his own. And Talla Tonga can't beat him. He's weak. He's basically putting him down. So more tension between those two. Okay, here we go. So this match was set up earlier for the little backstage thing we talked about earlier. Matt Cardona versus Ricky Saints. So after Ricky lost to Cody last week, he actually won this match. So like now he got his first win on SmackDown. So he rebounded. Pretty fun match. I said this before off recording, like off camera. I feel bad for poor Matt Cardona. This guy got released in the pandemic from the company. For all these years he was on the Indies, he kept saying he's just trying to get back to WWE. He loved it there. He just wants to come back. Yeah, he's been growing on the Indies all these years. He basically pulled a Drew McIntyre. He reinvented himself and came back, just like Drew McIntyre. Only difference, Drew McIntyre has been a lot more successful in his comeback. Matt Cardona has not. All this grinding on the Indies for years, just to be a jobber on the roster, basically. Before, I was on the mic doing rocking before, I looked up his win-loss record since he's come back to the company. For those who are wondering, he's 1-8. 1 win, 8 losses. And his only win he's gotten was his first match back in the company. He beat Kit Wilson. He beat Kit Wilson in his first match back. So his only win since coming back was his first match back. Then after that, 8 losses. And this match is now 9 losses, actually. This was his 9th one. It's Ricky. Losing Ricky is now his 9th loss. Now he's 1-9. So I just feel bad because all this grind to come back just for the company to be like, yeah, we're not going to use you as a top star. We're just going to have you lose to the younger guys, which I respect that. But like when he loses every match he has, then it's like, all right, now you're just making him look like a weakling. Now it's too much. He's losing too much now. He hasn't won his last 9 matches in a row. That's just sad. Now he looks like a loser. That's crazy. Only 1 win since coming back and he came back 4 months ago. 4 months being back and he only won 1 time. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. So I feel bad. Poor guy. Like I said, that's the difference between him and Drew McIntyre. Drew did the same thing, but like Drew's actually been successful since coming back because you know, he's been like since he's come back, he won the WWE title like 3 times. So he's definitely been more successful.
The hit's starting to take their toll on him a little.
Speaking of Drew, I guess he's taking time off. I don't know where he's been since WrestleMania. He's also Jacob Fatu. He's not been on TV since. I guess he's taking some time off. I don't know. He's not been seen since Mania. Well deserved though. He was grinding for a bit. Take the time you need. Yeah, that was really going to say Ricky won. So they again, like I'm glad they gave the new guy the win. Ricky's only been SmackDown for 2 weeks now. He debuted last week, so like, I'm glad they give the new guy a win. I just wish it wasn't Matt Cardona that he got the win on, because, like I said, he lost. He's been losing a lot. I just wish he got a win on someone else. I'm happy he got the win. Like I'm so happy. That's just my point of all this. I'm glad he got the win. I just wish it was on someone else. That was the match though. What did you think? Any thoughts you have on it? Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, Matt Cardona's still a good wrestler. I just feel bad he's losing a lot. Formerly Zack Ryder. Still really good as Matt Cardona though. And that was it for this match. Alright, here we go. So, before I start, this second portion of the podcast we're actually recording next day in the morning, and we're both kind of tired. So if we sound a little more tired than we did at the beginning of the episode, that's why.
This is what it's all boiled down to.
Like I got up like an hour ago. This guy got up just now.
One team has to lose.
I've been awake for like an hour, so I'm still kind of waking up a little bit too. But I wanted to get it done before Backlash. Backlash is later today, so I wanted to get it done before Backlash. So the next thing, last night on our first part of the recording, we finished the Ricky Saints Matt Cardona match. So now we go after that. The women's tag champs come out, Bella and Paige. They have a little promo. And Bree talks first. She says there's a lot of teams in the company who think they can beat them, but they showed Nia in the last legend last week. It's not so easy to kind of beat them. And Paige says she heard what Judgment Day said on Raw. Roxanne and Raquel called them a nostalgic source. But she says her and Brie are the best they've ever looked and the best they've ever seen. If Raquel and Roxanne Perez want to step up, then step up because they're the champions. And then Fatal Influence comes out. JC Jane says the champs are clearly in over their heads, and she hates to break it to them, but Judgment Day are not the team they should be worried about. She thinks they forgot 2 weeks ago they dropped them, beat them up, and left them laying in the ring. Fallon Henley, the one with the cowgirl hat in the group. She says maybe they've been too distracted to see the 3 of them are already taking over SmackDown, and part of that takeover means taking the tag titles. She says, why stop there? There's plenty of goals to go around. Pretty soon, JC Jane will be your new women's champion after she beats Rhea. And JC says, as for tonight, they have business to take care of. So if Rhea and Paige were smart, they'd clear the ring, go back to the locker room, and watch how a real team gets it done. Then Nia and Jackson Legend come out, and Nia says, she says when anybody's, she asks He asks when anybody for Fatal Influence just skips the head of the line. Like, why? This is saying why they get to get on the front of the line. And the last legend says they can't be thinking they're big and bad coming to SmackDown. This isn't NXT. And they can't possibly be thinking they're going to get in the lane. Then getting a title shot, then whoop that Trick chance come out because Trick and Les are dating. So just whoop that Trick chance. And pretty much Les tells him gets the back of the line. And then Nia and Les jump Paige and Bree. They jump and lay them out. So that was the whole segment. I actually saw this morning before we started recording. It's like just now, a couple minutes ago. Apparently there was a fan footage I saw. Someone was recording right behind the commentary desk. After this beatdown, apparently Paige got busted open by Nia Jax.
She's tied up.
So Paige's head was bleeding, and now that means she might have a concussion, which means she might vacate the belt. And of course it was Nia Jax. So I hope Paige is okay, and of course it was Nia Jax that did it. Not surprised there. Bottomania over there. Nia Jax. So that sucks. I mean, after that promo, we go right to the 6-woman tag from that promo. So Alexa and Charlotte and Rhea will come out, and we get Alexa, Bliss, Charlotte, Flair, and Rhea Ripley versus Fatal Influence, the 6-woman tag. It's pretty solid, pretty fun match. And toward the end of the match, right when Rhea's about to actually win the match with her team, I know where Jade Cargill returns. He hasn't been seen since WrestleMania. Jade comes out of nowhere, behind the ref, attacks Rhea, beats her up, behind the ref's back. Clearly this is setting for a rematch, because Jade probably wants a rematch with Rhea. She never got her Mania rematch. Backlash is today, so as of right now, it's not official for Backlash. I don't think it's going to be official for Backlash, because there were like 4 or 5 matches. There's like 5 matches on Backlash already, so my guess, they're going to save this Rhea Jade rematch for next weekend, for Saturday Night Main Event. Just if they're going to probably save Cody and Gunther for the Night of Champions in Saudi. So, but they're all feuding again now. The rematch is happening, and because of JC's attacking Rhea, Fatal Influence wins while Rhea's distracted. JC Jane pinned Alexa Bliss. Gets a run for the team. And post-match, Jada and her medium and beef had a little new faction. They basically with a beatdown, they beat up Rhea, Alexa, and Charlotte, and just getting Paul in the beatdown. And that's pretty much it. Anything you want to say about it? Alright. Next we get Royce Keys in the back. When he bumps into the Usos, and Jimmy Uso says, "We saw Royce Keys talking to Jacob earlier. People don't realize how far he goes with the family." Daddy Uso says, "That doesn't matter. This is family business, and Royce Keys better stay out unless he wants to catch the eye of the crowd with Keys." Yeet. That was pretty shit. Then we come back to commercial. There's more photos of the Gingerbread Man. One of the photos is him hosting a video podcast. It's really funny. Alright, here we go. This was set up earlier. I just realized I forgot to put Solo Sikoa and Talla Tonga at ringside. I apologize if anyone wondered. I forgot to put them inside, but whatever. I filled the next one. So this was set up earlier. After the whole thing in the back earlier with Solo was like, Talla Tonga could try to take care of Royce Keys. Let's see if he could do it. But he's saying he's weak. Clean him down, more tension. So now that match is happening. Royce Keys versus Talla Tonga with Solo Sikoa and Talla Tonga at ringside. Pretty solid match. This was Royce Keys' first real match in the main roster because since he's got, besides the Underground Battle Royal that he won, other than that, so far he's like 2 other matches in the show, and they were both just quick squashes just to get him wins. This was like his first real back and forth long match, and it was really good. And he also got this win too, so he's still undefeated on the main roster on SmackDown. But it turns toward the end. So the real thing that happens in this match is toward the end. Talla Tonga comes over to try to help Talla Tonga. Then Solo Sikoa holds Talla Tonga back and says, "No, it's okay. Let him figure it out." More tension. Basically, Solo keeps saying like, Talla Tonga can't beat him. Let him figure that out himself. He's saying he's weak. Let him figure out what he's dealing with. So Solo's like, "Don't worry, it's okay. Let him do this. Let him handle it on his own." And Solo Sikoa was proven right because Royce Keys wins. So there's getting more attention of Talla Tonga and Solo now because Solo doesn't try to help his partner. And he let Royce Keys pin him. Royce Keys won the match.
Looking at insult to injury with that one. A shot like that.
Then you go to the back. Oh wait, anything you want to say about the match first? Alright. Now we go to the back. Danhausen walks backstage to what it appears like it's like almost like a chemistry science class set. I don't know. It was weird. He drops hair in like a little lab bottle and spits in it. Then he drinks another one, and he basically makes lightning. He makes the lighting more evil, like all purple and stuff. This is weird. There's a big crate behind him. It's called Cloning Machine. And Danhausen says in 24 hours his clone will be ready to take over the world at Backlash. And the machine breaks down and breaks, and Danhausen's like cursing, and they censor it. It was really funny. And then he just turns to the computer to figure out their option and get a break. So basically, I guess he's like trying to make a clone of himself to be a tag partner, but it failed. The machine broke. Basically, it was a comedy segment. He was pretty much using his comedy, trying to make a clone of himself, but the machine failed. So he can't have himself as a tag partner because the machine failed. Again, like I said in our first part of the recording, the rumored tag partner is going to have is Jelly Roll. So we're probably going to see him and Jelly Roll over today at Backlash. Yay, more celebrities, that's what we need. Then, backstage, Shinsuke Nakamura comes in on Talla Tonga. Shinsuke Nakamura, man, I don't know where he's been, like, wrestling-wise, like, not back here, like, in-ring, where is those time he wrestled, and also, at this point, honestly, I hate to say this, I'm shocked Shinsuke hasn't gotten released yet. I'm shocked he's still here. I know he's one of Triple H's like OG guys in NXT, but Aleister Black was too, so that doesn't matter anymore, unfortunately. So basically, Shinsuke says he's disappointed at Talla Tonga. Why are you still guaranteed? And now your own brother Solo Sikoa won't even help you. And then Talla Tonga comes in and tells Shinsuke step away from him or else. And Shinsuke just basically curses himself in Japanese and walks away. Basically, for those who don't know, kind of like a little history lesson here quick. Talla Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura used to be a team in New Japan. They were in the Bullet Club together. So they're actually kind of referencing the history here without saying it. Like basically, the fans who don't know, it's gonna be like, maybe they wrestled somewhere together before. Which you would be correct if you think that they did in New Japan. So that happened. Then next is the main event, but before we get to that, quick match card rundown because Wade Barrett said it. Wade Barrett went over the match card quick for Backlash tonight. So quick recap of the card. It's actually only 5 matches and the John Cena news. So he went over the card quick. He said Danhausen and mystery partner versus Mr. Kid Wilson in a tag match. Then we got Io Sky versus Asuka in a singles match. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker in a singles match. Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn in the United States title rematch. Trick first defense. And the main event, Roman Reigns defending that World Heavyweight title against Taker Fatu. And then we got John Cena's history-breaking news. The 5 matches in the Cena promo. That's the full card. That's the whole rundown. Now we go to our main event. The Gingerbread Man's funeral. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. That's crazy. The funeral happens. It pretty much starts with Trick coming out. He's taking a drink from he has like champagne or something, and he pours on the floor to like chairs with Gingerbread Man, I guess, kind of. It's funny. He says, Trick says, Trick gets a mic, it says to the crowd, you'll have to bear with me. Hopefully I can get through this. And then he starts singing as a choir. And then he says, please refrain from using the word Gingerbread Man has died. Then we get a little video package in memory of Gingerbread Man. Really funny video. And then Trick asks for a moment of silence, but then enters, and Sami Zayn enters, like, interrupting the silence. Sami asks repeatedly if Trick is kidding. It says this is ridiculous. He knows Trick has only been here for a cup of coffee, but the TV time used to mean something. Closing on SmackDown used to mean something. There is prestige being the United States champion, and now Trick's making a joke out of it. Then Trick says a couple weeks ago, Sami's saying that Trick said a couple weeks ago, nobody messes with his money, but how much did all this cost? 1,000 roses, a rented choir, a solid oak casket. They don't make them like that anymore. That costs a lot of money. And with that Trick can't start. Sami gets in the ring and says he spent all this money to make a joke out of himself, and he would never do that because he has too much respect for himself, for SmackDown, for the hardworking people who pay money. It's at the end of the day, he's a working class hero, and he represents his ride or die fans. He says Trick has spent all of his money, gone to these lengths, and maybe he thinks he'll be the guy to put an end to Sami, but he's done everything there to do what the guys at all levels of the... He's done everything there is to do with guys on all levels of the industry, and they all thought they were going to put him down and out, but he's still in the game and he's not going anywhere. And then he says, I hate to give it to you, Trick, but you got in my head, you made me angry, got under my skin, congrats, you played yourself, but now it's personal. Now it's not just about taking the title back, it's about doing everything you did to me back to you, Trick, 1,000 times worse. I'm going to make a joke out of you, humble you, and disrespect you, so enjoy your big night and sorry for your loss, but I'll see you at Backlash tomorrow. Then Sami Biscuit punches Trick in the face and holds the title up. Then, the Gingerbread Man, full-on Undertaker style, sits up from the casket and pulls the mask off. I actually predicted this before it happened that it was going to be Lil Yachty, and it was. He unmasked himself. It was Lil Yachty in the outfit. He breaks a candy cane candlestick out and attacks Sami Zayn with it. Yes, a candy cane candlestick. And he rolls out the casket like Undertaker. And then he attacks Sami at the stick, and then Trick lays Sami out and stands tall. I'm scared because Trick stood tall on the night before, and I'm making nervous he's going to lose at the show. I hope not. And that was the show. I thought I had a quick news thing yesterday, but I forgot what it was. Do you remember what I said? I don't remember. Because I don't... like, this is our thing now. We try to do at least one news thing each episode. I don't want to just not do news. Well, I'm just going to look up a Google WWE. I'm just going to Google that straight up and see what we get. Oh, here's one thing. The pay cut story. The TKO. The pay cuts. So apparently, TKO has asked half a dozen of the talent, can we give you a pay cut? So it wasn't just like, originally the story was they asked a top star for a pay cut. Now apparently they asked almost half the roster for pay cuts. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Greedy. And one more quick thing. There's a rumor about what John Cena's big announcement's going to be. It's nothing special. He overhyped it. He said it's going to change the foundation of this company. No, it's not. If this is true, it's not that big. All of this is he's going to be announcing that new app they have a new app that came out called Club WWE, and he's going to announce the launch of it. And he also might reveal the next location for WrestleMania like in 2 years. Since next year's Mania is in Saudi, he's going to announce the one for the year after. So it's not that interesting. John at this point is just the spokesperson for this company. Unfortunately, he's become a corporate shill. He's retired and something else to do besides Hollywood. So that's pretty much it. Any thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
No.
Well, I guess that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed, and send out your thoughts and prayers to the Gingerbread Man.
Yeah.
And we'll be back tonight we'll give you, since it's a pay-per-view week, we have a little bonus episode to speak for you guys, a little bonus Backlash review episode. So we'll be back tonight for Backlash.
Yeah.
And until then, we're out. Peace.